Yes, children, glad to be back to you all. Hope you are all fine, all good, all laughing, and happy all the time. Children, I know that you are at your homes, among your own people, eating your own homemade food all the time. Mummy and daddy are there to pamper you, to shower you with their love. So, life can't be better than this, right? So, togetherness is absolutely a blessing for all of us. And I'm going to share another story today about togetherness, and you can very well understand that togetherness can be a real blessing when we want to overcome the worst of situations. Like it is such a kind of power, it is such a kind of inspiration that it helps you to overcome any situation, come what may. The story "We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can Be All Together" is a story of extreme courage and skill that was exhibited by Captain Gordon Cook, his family, and his crewmen. Crewmen means the people, those who were on the ship with him, in a terrible war with water and the waves for survival. Let us see, let us enjoy the adventure. Come on, join me. Captain James Cook, FRS-RN, these are the things that I would like to share with you. So just go through. 7th November 1728 was a British explorer, navigator, and cartographer who ultimately rose to the rank of captain in the Royal Navy. Right? This is the introduction, a brief introduction about Captain James Cook. Right? So let us see what is the story going to take us. Where is the story going to take us? The roots of Captain James Cook's voyages. Now this whole story was built on the inspiration of the voyage made by Captain James Cook. Gordon Cook was so inspired by his voyages that he himself thought of making a journey, making a voyage like that. So here I am going to show you, just have a look at the map of the world, and the first voyage is shown in red. See, this is the first voyage in red that is shown to you, the second in green, and the third voyage in blue. The route of Cook's crew following his death is shown in as a dashed blue line. So dashed blue line, this is the route. Can you see dashes along a blue line? That was the route that led to his death. Now let us move on with the story. In this story, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 characters. The narrator, Gordon Cook, Mary, his wife, Jonathan, his son, Susan, the daughter, American, Larry Vigil, and Swiss, Herb Swigler, the crewman. So these are the characters in the story. If you have your books, please mark them. Otherwise, make a short note of the characters, because this is a story that is going to be very important in most of the question papers. The questions are repeated from this story. And so the story is considered to be one of the most important chapters. So if you have your notebooks handy, and if you do not have them, please get them handy and note down the characters of the story. That will help you to identify who is actually role playing what, right? The importance of that person's role in the story, you will be able to identify, right? We are moving on. This is the family: Gordon Cook, wife Mary, and Jonathan and Susan. So you can very well see the 4 members of the family out here. Introduction. The narrator. I'm going to introduce you to the narrator, Captain Gordon Cook, a man of great courage, commitment, and conviction, proved to be the best captain as well as the best father, with upending gift and determination. The person, Captain Gordon Cook, was a man of great courage, commitment, and conviction. He was very full of conviction that yes, I can do it. He had that kind of confidence, proved to be the best captain as well as the best father with upending gift and determination. Mary, the spelling is wrong out here. Please ignore the spelling. Mary. A wife who always stood by her husband's side in all times of difficulty and considered her dreams as her own. Okay, considered her husband's dreams as her own. Susan, she was a brave young girl. Brave, not only a young girl, she was rather a small child. Her bravery toughened. Her bravery became more strong, toughened by her father's resolve to fight in the sea's strong storm, tooth and nail. Tooth and nail means they fought the storm like anything. They fought with all their life to be saved. And now we move on. See what happened in the starting or in the beginning of the journey. In the beginning, the story, it started in the month of July. In July 1976, the narrator and his wife Mary, now listen to the story very carefully. His wife Mary, son Jonathan and daughter Susan set sail from Plymouth, England. They set sail from Plymouth, England to duplicate the round-the-world voyage made 200 years earlier by Captain James Cook. So they wanted to duplicate the voyage. They were so inspired by the voyage that they wanted to repeat the voyage. Who had done that previous voyage 200 years earlier? Captain James Cook. And so they took the voyage in their professionally built ship, the Wave Walker, accompanied by two experienced sailors, Larry Vigil, an American, and Herb Sigler, a Swiss, to tackle one of the world's most roughest seas, the Southern Indian Ocean. Did you ever know about it? That our Southern Indian Ocean is known as the world's most roughest seas? I don't know and I didn't know. I'm asking you, just check your GK. Did you know? Now we are moving on. The first leg of the journey, that is about 105,000 kilometers up to Cape Town. Up to 105,000 kilometers up to Cape Town, passed off very nicely, very beautifully. It was a smooth sail. On the second day out of Cape Town, they began to encounter, strong winds. Gales or strong winds did not worry the narrator. But the size of the waves were alarming, up to 15 meters. Up to 15 meters in height. On the second day, when they moved out of Cape Town, what happened? They began to face strong winds. And the strong winds never actually bothered the narrator. But this time the waves, the height of the waves were up to 15 meters, as high as the mainmast. Right? On 25th of December, the writer's ship was in the Southern Indian Ocean. What is the identification of Southern Indian Ocean, children? One of the world's roughest seas. So they were there on the Southern Indian Ocean, 3,500 kilometers to the east of Cape Town. On 25th of December, the family celebrated the New Year and Christmas on board the ship. Right? Are you enjoying? You are now on the Indian Ocean. I have taken you to the Indian Ocean now, 3,500 kilometers to the east of Cape Town. We are going to celebrate 25th December on board the ship. Enjoy your 25th December. But in front of you, the size of the wave is very alarming, up to 15 meters. Right? So now you celebrate, close your eyes, and celebrate your 25th December on board the ship. Moving on. The first sign of implementing disaster. Now open your eyes. At dawn on January 2nd, 25th December is gone. You had celebrated. And then at dawn on January 2, the waves were gigantic. Unfriendly weather and gigantic waves compelled the sailors to slow their speed, drop the storm jib, and take other precautions. The danger was so obvious that the sailors completed life raft drill, attached lifelines and life jackets. Now see, waves had risen up to 15 meters long, and what happened? The waves were so gigantic that the sailors were forced to take the life raft drill. Now whenever we are out on sail or whenever we are out on the sea, we have to understand that we have to take a drill, because if something emergency is there in the sea, that time we have to be prepared. So the sailors had to be prepared because they saw the height of the waves were very dangerous, and so they prepared themselves for the worst. They completed the life raft drill on 2nd of January at dawn. Then what happens? Oh God! Get ready for a tremendous explosion. Suddenly at 6 p.m., a tremendous explosion shook the wave walker and the author was thrown overboard. The whole ship was shaken and a powerful flow of water broke over the ship. And the captain or Gordon Cook was badly injured. The ship was about to capsize in the sense the ship was about to go down, when another gigantic wave hit it. Again the ship was hit by another wave and the author was thrown back onto the deck, his head and ribs smashing against the wall. He was terribly injured. His head and the ribs, chest ribs, they smashed against the wall. In spite of his injuries, the narrator took charge of the situation. He was tremendously a courageous one, a brave one. He kept courage and found the wheel and lined up the stern for the next wave. Now he was prepared, even though he was seriously injured, he was prepared. Till Mary appeared and took charge of the wheel. Mary appeared and took charge of the wheel. I am now going to show you the picture, and at the same time I am going to share the story with you. Just listen to me. Look at the picture and imagine yourself, if you had been, God forbid, if you had been in the narrator's place, what would you have done? Would you have been so courageous? Till Mary appeared and took charge of the wheel, the narrator, with all his injuries, he hung on to the wheel. Larry and Herb, those two crewmen, started pumping out water like madmen. You can see the ship going under the water. That time Larry and Herb started pumping out water like madmen. The whole starboard side bulged inwards. The starboard, the front of the ship, was completely destroyed. It had turned inwards. The narrator managed to cover canvas across the gaps to prevent water from entering the ship. Because the water was entering from every side, the narrator pulled the canvas across the gap. Big holes were there, and the narrator managed to cover the canvas, cover the holes, so that less water came in. Then, unfortunately, came in more problems. What problems? You see, the crewman shows of the unparalleled strength, they started pumping out water and settled to make necessary repairs to save the boat from sinking. Sorry, the spelling is wrong. From sinking. They managed to stretch canvas and secure waterproof hatch cover across gaping holes, across big holes. They managed to stretch the canvas. And then what happened? When they were trying with all their life to save the ship, to save the boat, what happened? After that, you will see electric pump short circuit. Immediately they had to face this one. The hand pumps, they stopped working, and electric pumps short circuited. Fortunately, the narrator found a spare electric pump, children, under the chart room that worked. The entire night was spent in pumping and steering and repairing and sending radio signals. The narrator checked the charts and calculated that Isle of Amsterdam, was their only hope. Isle of Amsterdam means the island of Amsterdam, a French scientific base, was their only hope. They had to reach, somehow they have to reach Amsterdam. Now what happened? In the ship, the water level rose and Sue and John were badly injured. They were so badly injured that Sue's head was swollen and she had a deep injury. And then the narrator, when he saw that his daughter was so injured, and both of them kept on encouraging the father, especially Jonathan said that they were not afraid to die if they could all be together. Then the father became very determined, seeing his children's courage, and finally they reached Amsterdam. To reach the island, which was possible if only the wind will slow down. And how far was it, children? It was few hundred kilometers to the east. It was just a few hundred kilometers to the east. And then, you see, showing off exemplary courage, Jonathan said, "We are not afraid to die if we can be all together." Jonathan's courage and Sue's bravery, instead of her bumped head, inspired the captain to fight the sea and protect his family. There are some spelling mistakes out here and there. Please ignore. If you are not confident, let me tell you, INSPIRED is inspired. Okay. Jonathan's courage, Jonathan's apostrophe S, Jonathan's courage and Sue's bravery. Sue's S will be capital, apostrophe S, bravery instead of her bumped head, inspired, INSPIRED, inspired the captain to fight the sea and protect his family. Right. And then, crucial days, January 4th and 5. After 36 hours of continuous pumping, there was only few water that was left. They hoisted the storm jib and headed in the direction of the island. It is not to, it is the, T-H-E, the. Black clouds built at 4 p.m. and the sea was getting its waves higher. Again, the storm had come back. And black clouds were there, and the sea was getting its waves higher. Then what happened? You can see the ship here. And then on January 6th, 4th and 5th January, they faced a lot of trouble. But the collective strength had won at last. The collective strength of the whole family, along with the crewmen, had won at last. On Jan 6, they saw Wave Walker ride out of the storm, meaning It escaped. It came out of the storm and the wind had come down. Eased means wind is now better. It is not so rough anymore. They expected to see the island at 5 p.m., but they wake up at 6 p.m. and thought that they missed the island. They expected to see the island at 5 p.m., but unfortunately they woke up at 6 p.m. and they couldn't find the island and thought that they had missed the island. And then children, and then Isle of Amsterdam suddenly appears before them. The great isle, the beautiful Amsterdam appears before them. Right? It is like a dream come true. Right? So, you can see the pictures from here, and we are now going to understand the collective strength wherever you are, your unity, your togetherness, and never failing optimism can help you overcome any situation and come out from any worst moment, right? This unity, this togetherness, this optimism means continuously positiveness, positivity, continuous positivity. You have to be positive, always positive. It helped them to come out of the jaws of death. Right? In the story, we find them coming out of the jaws of death. Though Jonathan and Susan the children did not do anything to save Wave Walker, but their courage, faith, and continuous positivity gave extra strength and persistence, extra strength and determination to the narrator and his team. The bravery of these strong children is really appreciable in the story, isn't it? What do you think? Now here, I have completed my explanation. You are going to look at the significance of the title. The title is taken from Jonathan's remark, "We are not afraid to die if we can all be together." Okay, it brings out the bravery, the grit and courage of the captain's family and love each member has for each other. So for the significance of the title, there are 2 points. It is taken from Jonathan's remark, "We are not afraid to die if we can all be together," and it also brings out the bravery, the determination. Grit means determination and courage of the captain's family and love for each other. So 2 points have to be noted down. Please note down if you have your pen and paper ready. Right? I am giving you some seconds. Please note down. These are the important points. Right? We move on. Theme of the story. What is the theme of the story? Human nature of knowing and taking on challenges. That we are human, so we have that ability to take on challenge. The human instinct for survival, we have got that instinct all the time, survival of the fittest. So that human instinct for survival all the time. So now we are down with corona, but still we are fighting. Corona could not scare us. Corona could not put us down. We are fighting against corona. So human instinct for survival. Human bravery, determination, courage, unity, which is exhibited even by small children in the story. So theme of the story has got 3 points here. One is human instinct. One is the human nature of taking challenges. And the third one is the human determination, courage, which is all there even in small children. Right? Then the element of luck is also under the theme of the story. Then we have to have faith in positivity. We have to be always positive, never lose hope, come whatever may. Even in the most difficult circumstances, we should have the presence of mind and we should never lose hope. The instrumental qualities of a captain. The instrumental means the commendable, appreciable qualities of a captain which proved journey successful even after strong difficulties. The qualities of a captain, that he had been determined enough to continue with the journey and end the journey, fight against the storm. He was courageous. He was very, very courageous. So these qualities of a captain proved the journey to be successful. That is all. So I believe you have understood. Thank you so much. God bless you, children.